All right, let's try this again here. All right, guys, so we should be set there, set here. So we'll see how we got for this live stream coming at you. Hopefully the audio is okay. Let's see what you got. Wait till we connect here for this live stream coming at you today, June 6th, 2021. Hopefully you guys are all right and doing well. I gotta, man, it's like one of those days already, but hopefully we can make it through it and we'll be good. And we'll be rolling. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Negan One, can you hear me all right? Let me know in the comments. Man, just one of those things. We're getting back on track after the chaos that was last weekend. But, you know, keep rolling with it. That's how life goes. Just stuff happens and you keep rolling with it one way or another. So today, June 6th, 2021, coming at you, live stream, talking about The Walking Dead Universe, Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 15, the last half hour. Some news for Walking Dead filming stuff. It's been pretty crazy the last couple of days with information in Alexandria, Sonoy. So spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. It clearly says it in the title. But ultimately, guys, I am back this Sunday. Last Sunday, we got to talk about it because it was crazy, right? So I wake up last Sunday, and I was going to do some stuff around the house, had to snake the drain and do this and clean out the sink drain and all this stuff and do stuff around the house. So I woke up early and, you know, did stuff around the house vacuuming wise and get stuff ready because of the live stream. I like to get stuff done in the morning and afternoon and everything. So I was like, okay, good. So then I get the computer set and try to get ready, and the computer was acting weird like computers do. The computer was definitely taking a beating. I mean, I use a lot of the computer, the laptop. I use a laptop just because it's either easy and more portability. So getting around is easier with it. But so I tried to log on, OBS, set it up, but I don't know what's happening with the computer. So I was like, I can't see the OBS settings. And like right now you can see the mic is working good. So I was like, we'll try it. So I come on and I try to make the live stream. I'm running a couple minutes late and boom, on there. And people are like, can't hear you, can't hear you, can't hear you. So I'm like, all right, close out, try to start the program, still bring up OBS, still nothing, can't see the mic, can't see anything on there too. So I'm like, okay, great. I'm behind the 8 ball, I'm late on this, let's restart. So I had to restart the computer and it's slow and slow and super slow and slow. And then all of a sudden an error message comes up. It wasn't the blue screen of death, but it was an error message saying the hard drive isn't connected. So I'm like, what? What is going on here? Why is this not doing this? So I try to go in the BIOS, try to do this, try to do that. Still doesn't work, do this. And meanwhile, it's like 120, 130. I was like, oh, okay, I try. You know, every 10 minutes that it's going by, I'm like, okay, let's try to get half-hour live stream. Try to get on, not working. Next thing you know, I've been doing this for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, still not working. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Because all my stuff is on that computer, right? I'm like, if you ever lose a computer and lose your stuff on your hard drive, you lose videos and photos and, you know, files, whatever it is. So I recently backed up the stuff on external hard drive, which I definitely recommend having an external hard drive and uploading stuff or transferring files to it. Every big thing that you do, like if you have a paper or a project or a book or whatever it is, or a bunch of videos or a bunch of things, every couple months, not every month unless you're doing stuff every month, but you should do it every now and again. So computer hard drive died. I'm using my wife's older computer because she has a work computer. She doesn't really use this computer. So it's doing the trick so far, but ultimately it's one of those things where I probably have to buy a new computer. So that's great. But I'm trying to just use this for the rest of the year and then maybe later on this year, holiday season, holiday time to do it. So crazy stuff. But we're working on it. I was only down that Sunday, which is lucky because I posted videos on Monday. Had to remake videos, lost stuff on the on the other computer that I already made. I made other videos that I was going to post, and that's what happens. That's why I try to make videos ahead of time, so if stuff happens, I'm kind of good. But ultimately, we're here, we're back, we're good, and we're hanging in there too. So I wanted to have this last live stream, but the Revenge book is available now in Amazon, on Amazon in paperback and digital format on Kindle. Revenge is the 14th book of the Fight for Us series and picks up right where Reckoning left off. Ryan and the people of Citrus Oaks, his allies and the people who he thought were his allies, will face new problems from groups around Tampa Bay. Who will be seeking revenge and why? Will they succeed in their plans for revenge, or will they fail and cause new problems for the people that are surviving in this new chaotic world? Find out all that and more in Fight for Us Revenge. So, available on Amazon in paperback and digital format on Kindle. So, Revenge, going strong. So I was excited to share that with you guys last time and, couldn't do it. But I worked hard. I was on my computer literally from like last Sunday, Memorial Day weekend, from like 1 o'clock when I was supposed to be doing the live stream to like 10 o'clock at night. And worked hard to transfer stuff and get the computer set up and everything there too. And we're making it. We're doing okay. And I hopefully you checked out the latest videos this past week. And it was weird because last Sunday there was a Fear the Walking Dead marathon or mini marathon. And then I wake up and they're saying stuff about the episode. And then I see clips of the episode. And I'm like, well, the episode shouldn't have been aired anywhere because it was supposed to be this week that just passed. And I'm like, what happened here? But I saw the ending and I saw this and I saw that and I saw here and I'm like, what? So it was leaked or it was put on UK or Australia or some places and some people saw it in Germany. I don't know what people were saying, but people saw the episode. I watched it on Thursday and had my whole breakdown, review, recap, discussion of the episode. And we'll talk about that in the last half hour. But Fear the Walking Dead is season 7 filming now in Texas. The Walking Dead season 11 filming has been underway since February, I believe, and so is World Beyond. And I think Fear the Walking Dead was a little bit later to the party, but everything is filming now. And recently they were filming inside around, I guess definitely inside Alexandria. And there was some video of the windmill and some stuff came out that I posted a video this morning. So there's definitely filming there and some cast members were definitely seen and the people mention it. So there's been some leaks about who was still alive as of, I'm guessing if they film in order, season 11, episode 9 too. So Jon Snow rules. Thank you for the super chat. I heard Gimple said that there would be more mythologies past CRM. Still a ways away though after the movies, LOL. By the way, the actress of Judith is in Loki. So thank you, Jon Snow rules. I don't know about the mythologies past CRM, but I know the mythologies of the Tales of the Walking Dead and just different. I don't know how much more the story is going to be after the CRM, because after the main show ends, after we have Tales of the Walking Dead, maybe a Negan spin-off movies, I don't know if they're really going to be able to carry stuff after that, because if The World Beyond is only going to be 2 seasons, I don't know what Fear of the Walking Dead is going to be after the 6th, 7th season, because we're getting the 7th season, but I don't know if it's going to be the 7th going to be the final season or 8th season going to be the final there. I don't know. I mean, after a while, you just have to end it, right? Like, we can't just keep the Walking Dead universe going on forever, or at least take a break and then come back, to it. So I know there's some buffering here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But so yeah, definitely the Rick movies will be the tale of where we're going to be with it. I think we're going to get 2 seasons of the Carol and Daryl show, probably shortened seasons, 10 episodes each, I would assume. And I haven't seen Loki yet, but I did hear that Kaylee Presley Fleming is going to be in Loki. Probably a very minimal role, maybe in an episode or 2, but she was in Creepshow, she was in Star Wars, she was in Peppermint, she was in Loki, evidently, and I'm excited to see what happens. Also, that Judith, Kaylee Presley Fleming, I'm working on a video now that I believe that she got injured. And I'm not sure what the injury was to her foot or her ankle or her leg, but she's in a walking boot and she's in there. So there's pictures of that too. So I don't know if it's old or when it was or what it is, but I have to make a video on that too. Sorry, just my nose is bothering me there. But ultimately, guys, sorry for the buffering and stuff there too. Hopefully the audio is okay. Just to see some still frame of myself right there. So again, this is how it rolls. But I'm just glad to be here nonetheless. The upload speed is really high, so it's YouTube, not my kilobytes per second upload speed in OBS. So hopefully it'll catch up or what, but it's what YouTube does. But either way, I'll take it because last week, a week ago, it's crazy to think where you'd be an hour ago, a day ago, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, where you are. If you look back on your life or look ahead on there too, it's interesting because so much has changed. Like last week, I was panicking and I couldn't even do this live stream. Right now, it's probably buffering and it's not the best quality live stream, but hopefully the audio is okay and it turns into a podcast, which is fine by me because I can see the chat and we're rocking and rolling with it, and it's good to be here for sure. So I know Loki actually comes out this week on the 9th, I believe, which is kind of crazy because that comes out right when Fortnite season 7 or chapter 2, season 7, whatever it is, the next season of Fortnite comes out. It ends on Monday, I believe. It comes out Tuesday. And Loki comes out June 9th. And a lot of people are wondering if Loki is if that's going to be a character or a skin in the new season of Fortnite, which is kind of around the same time of each other. So that's kind of crazy with it. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But if any of you guys play Fortnite, I'm on there as one, my name on Fortnite is here. I'll just type it. It's just easier to do it like this. But that's me on Fortnite. And I play pretty much every day, different times of the day. And I try to get some Fortnite in with the battle pass and stuff too. So it's a lot of fun there as well. But also the big spoiler potential rumor news is, and there's a lot of rumors, man. We all know that the Walking Dead universe is this series of speculation, like big time, right? So we all know that when there's a break or some hiatus in there, there's all this talk about, I heard that this character is going to happen here, and this one's going to happen there, and this one's going to show up there, and this one's going to spin off over there, and this character is actually going to go there, and this character never died. He's going to come back here, and this one's going to come there because that one said this, and I know a writer that knows a guy that went to the same laundromat as this writer that was there. No. So, but ultimately, there's going to be a lot of talk, and there's been some talk about World Beyond Season 2. And the most logical way, if there's ever going to be a familiar face to show up that's going to connect with CRM and the Walking Dead universe, is Jadis. She's really the only one that has a good, secure connection with CRM besides Althea, right? I mean, all of the World Beyond people, but Jadis in The Walking Dead, she's our connection with the CRM. Then Althea is our connection with CRM in Fear the Walking Dead. So could Althea and Jadis both show up on World Beyond? Sure. But I would assume that Jadis, if anybody, will show up in World Beyond Season 2. So I don't know what's going to happen with World Beyond Season 2, the Rick movies, anything with that, because we just don't know. And that's fine too. I don't need to know every aspect of the stuff. I just need to know, that they're working on stuff, that they are actually going to have the Rick movies. The latest I heard about the Rick movies, and people ask me all the time, is that Gail Ann Hurd, one of the producers, the executive producers on the show, and she's connected with Aliens and Terminator and all this great stuff, and she's a very talented person, is going to be a producer, if not the producer or one of the producers for the Rick movie. So that's good news. Why wouldn't you bring people over from The Walking Dead that are connected with it? Gimble's going to be involved. Kirkman's going to be involved. I would assume Greg Nicotero is involved. Gail Ann Hurd, David Alpert. I mean, I would assume a lot of people from The Walking Dead will be connected with the movies. It just makes sense too. So, but yeah, guys, we're going strong with the Walking Dead universe, and it's good. I like filming season. Like, I actually really enjoy filming season when we get information too. So hopefully you guys saw my video about the windmill, talking about the windmill is probably going away this month, June 2021, because of the permit. And that's probably going to dictate when it comes down, because if you don't have a permit for something there, it would make sense that it's going to come down, because the permitting, the money, the issues of it, that's what holds up things and makes the world go around. For films, shows, movies, productions of any kind, it's money. It's budget. And if they have the permit until this month, it's going to come down to. So Jon Snow rules again. Thank you for the super chat again. My hope is that Daryl show gets at least 6 seasons. So 6 seasons, that's a little crazy because 6 seasons is something that, I don't know if they could. I mean, I know that Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride had a contract for season 11, and then I'm guessing the 2 spinoff seasons, because it was 3 seasons, I think, 3 projects or something that they did. I don't know the specifics of their contract, but from what I understand, it was season 11, which is like a season and a half. So they're really going to get their money's worth out of there too. Cause like, I don't know. So say you get like $1 million a season, right? So your $1 million a season was for 16 episodes, and now there's 24 episodes. So it's a season and a half, but you're still going to get the same $1 million for that or whatever it is. Like I know Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride are getting buku bucks. So I don't know if it's 20 million a season or whatever. It's a lot. It's a big money. I forget what it actually is, but it's a lot of money. So say Norman Reedus is getting 20 million for the season, but normally that would be 16 episodes. And then that would go into the 6 extra episodes or the 8 extra episodes. That would be next season. So that would go into that. So either way, they're making a ton of money, and Norman Reedus has been making a ton of money, and I'm sure they love doing it, but you just want to be compensated correctly. You want fair market value for what you do and what you bring to the table. So we'll have to see how it goes down, but we'll see what happens for the seasons of the show. Like, what if the show is really good, right? What if the Carol and Daryl show is really good, or it sucks? It's either like it's good, it's bad, or it's Walking Dead, it's good. So I don't know what's going to happen after the next 2 seasons. I believe they wanted to do 2 seasons. Maybe it's 1 season, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 5. But they would have to have a new contract for that. And AMC's a business. I don't know if people are going to continue watching as much as they do. So I'm not sure too. So Rami Boy Review says, Q&A, are the walls of Alexandria real? Yes, they're real sheet metal. They're real metal. I mean, they're put up. I mean, everything there is like a real community. They have townhomes and this, and they're real homes, and people live there. And I think some of the homes are actually for sale, and you can buy them. You could actually look them up. I think, or they were at least for sale at some point, and they're probably skyrocketed in value, especially with the boom in the housing market right now. But it's real metal. It's real metal fencing on there. And if you ever get a chance to go to Sonoy, and you can do it, you know, logistically, monetarily, time-wise, it's definitely something that's really cool. And I don't know how much longer the walls of Alexandria are going to be up. The windmill's going to be up. But it would be really cool to go and walk around the streets of Alexandria. But people, it's probably going to be a gated community, ultimately, right? Like, you're not going to be able to go in there without a pass and without a thing. I don't know how many people are going to try to get in there. Like, it's just like when they were filming and stuff was around there, people were trying to get inside Alexandria, and people were getting arrested, and it was just not good. And you don't want to break the law for a lot of things at all. It's just, you don't want to do any of that too, so. My man, Zach Dixon, a.k.a. the Masked Ninja. Hello, PT. So, hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for all being here. I truly appreciate it, and I think it's turned in more of a podcast than a live stream. But, again, I'll take it. Got to have an attitude of gratitude. And last week, a week ago, literally, I wasn't on. I didn't have a live stream. I wasn't going on with anything, and it was just crazy to think what I had to do to get back to it, working hard to really not miss a beat. And we've posted videos all week, this morning, today, and I got some videos ready to go for this upcoming week, and I won't post probably another video today, probably next week, and we'll talk about the episode in where are we at. In about 11 minutes, we'll talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 15, Jon Snow Rules Q&A. World Beyond is a show I cannot get into personally. Can you? Well, I can get into it, yes and no. I can definitely get into it because I know that the show is bridging the gap with the Civic Republic, the community in Nebraska. They're hopefully going to connect Jadis, Rick, Michonne, Will. You know, the people there should connect with some major things. So I'm excited to see where it was. And hopefully you saw the first season, Jon Snow Rules, and anybody who is asking about World Beyond. The first 6 episodes are okay, decent. Some are kind of bad. And then episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 7, 8, 9, and 10, the last 4 episodes are good. And they really step it up. And when you meet certain new characters, it really is a good story for going forward. Really, that being said, the season probably should have been 6 episodes, but they got 10 out of it. They stretched it out. We saw some things. They really didn't answer anything about Rick. The Civic Republic has more questions than answers. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what it is. But, I really liked the last 4 episodes. And overall, I thought the first season was decent. It was a nice secondary story, and it had a Stand By Me vibe, and I liked that movie, and I grew up in the 80s. So, it was I guess I'm kind of the demographic for it. Some people didn't like it, and that's okay. And I just wish there was more answers than it was, too. So, let's see what you guys got here. Millicent asks, hey, Brad, do you think we will ever have a spinoff about Kaltaka Walker and the autos? I don't think so personally. I would like to see that. That would be kind of a cool thing to see for Tales of the Walking Dead. And I've been working on different ideas for videos. This is going to be my poll question, guys. So let me know in the chat if you give me a couple ideas. So what are some episodes or videos or ideas, characters that you want to see in Tales of the Walking Dead? Who do you want to see there? Do you want to see Abraham? You want to see Shane? You want to see Glenn? You want to see Jesus? You want to see Kaltaka Walker? You want to see, people from Fear the Walking Dead? You want to, who are some people that you want to see in Tales of the Walking Dead? And what kind of would be some of the stories too? So I personally would love to see some aspects that we can get into more of a deeper dive with it. And I don't know how well it's going to do because a lot of people hated season 10C. They hated the deeper dives and they hated the lack of progression for the story. They just hated so many aspects of it. But if that's what it's supposed to be, a deeper dive that's not going to progress the story, I don't know. I mean, it's probably not for you too. So, but ultimately, I'm excited for it. Rob Rischel says, when is San Diego Comic-Con this year? What do you think the Walking Dead universe will showcase? That's a good question. I saw recently that it's going to be online again July, is it 23rd? 23rd through the 25th, all online. I don't know when the panels are or what they are, but I saw something in July. I know somebody said something about October, but I would assume we're going to get the trailer hopefully before San Diego Comic-Con in July. Hopefully this week. I would love to get it this week. That'd be pretty crazy because if you think about it, when it's June 22nd, that's 2 months away. And we should hopefully be getting a trailer around that time or a little before that because typically San Diego Comic-Con is in July and The Walking Dead doesn't come back until October. But now it's August, so that's 2 months prior. So hopefully we can get the trailer 2 months prior, even if it's a small trailer. Even if it's a small little thing. I don't even need a 6-minute long trailer. I'll take a minute or two. Just give me something. But ultimately, they've been doing the behind-the-scenes trailers, and we'll probably get one of those tonight as well because that's what it's been this past. Every Sunday, they have the behind-the-scenes look, and it's mostly been with Eugene, Yumiko, Princess, and Ezekiel. A little bit of Daryl, Negan, and Maggie with Dog. Railroad tracks, train station, some kind of things on there too. So let's see. Some people got some good stuff here. Dale, Tyrese, Glenn, Jesus, Abraham, Rosita, T-Dog, Troy Otto, Tobias. I don't know if we're gonna get a Tobias story. That would be kind of cool though. I would personally like a Randall story to see Randall's group in season 2. I think that would be one of the best things because that was still unanswered. Was that the Saviors? Was that the Governor's people? Was it somebody else? I would love to see that explained a little bit more, but I don't know who they could bring back and what it's going to be. And I think some of it's going to be animation. I would love to see a what-if story for what it would be too. So, sorry, Mark. I saw something about A Quiet Place 2. So, Mark says, Q&A, Bri, off topic, but is A Quiet Place 2 worth a watch? Definitely worth a watch. So I have a whole review, recap, breakdown, discussion video of A Quiet Place 2. I don't want to give too much away in here, but it's definitely worth a watch. If you liked the first movie, you'll definitely enjoy the second movie. They do a lot of things similar to the first movie. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's the same, but it's different. It's different, but the same. If you like the first one, if you like John Krasinski, if you like the story, if you want to see where it goes, you got to check it out. It's definitely got the whole jump scares, quiet, boom, alien, quiet, boom, crash. You know, like they do the good job with that. I know some people that love the movie. Some people were like, it's okay. It's a good movie. It's worth watching. I definitely support A Quiet Place 2, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt and everything. And the kids do a great job. Emily does a great job. And again, I don't want to get too much away from it, but I definitely recommend A Quiet Place 2 to check it out for sure. So Wilson says, this fall we're planning a smaller supplemental event we're calling Comic-Con Special Edition, taking place on November 26th through 28th. So I would assume that there's going to be a summer spot and then a fall spot for Comic-Cons, because there's no use for The Walking Dead to really be there for the November stuff, because the first part will be over. I mean, there is, but there isn't. The first part will be over. So they should have it. I guess you could talk about World Beyond and the Rick movies and Fear the Walking Dead and the second and third part of The Walking Dead. But I really don't know what the specifics are for Comic-Con, Tampa Bay, or for San Diego Comic-Con. I just know that Tampa Bay Comic-Con is actually going to be happening this year because I live in Tampa Bay. And I believe Chandler Riggs is going to be there. So if anybody's going to that, you can go meet him, and there'll be other people there as well too. So pretty cool too. Like Wilson says, A Quiet Place 2 is awesome. But he probably said it like, A Quiet Place 2 is awesome. No, but some people liked it, and I enjoyed it overall. But you know, I definitely recommend watching it. Zach Dixon, aka Mass Ninja, says, Q&A: do you think the Reapers and CRM are allies? I don't think so. I think the CRM is the CRM, and they have no allies besides their own group, their own people, their own supplies, their own stash, their own everything. And everybody else is enemies. They are the last light, and whatever their motto is. And that, I would assume the Reapers, I still agree with. And I didn't post my C. Thomas Howell video. I got to post that this week. It's been a crazy week with stuff trying to get back on that. But I talk about who I think the Reapers are, and I don't think they are connected with the CRM for sure, too. So, Jon Snow Rule says, Q&A, do you think Tales of the Walking Dead can go many seasons, since there's limitless possibilities with that show? Love all you do, Brian. Well, thank you, Jon Snow Rules. I appreciate it. I think it can go more than one season. I think it's going to be like it's probably like Tales of the Crypt, Tales of the Walking Dead. You can have spin-off stories of it. You can do things with different casts, with new stories, old stories. You know, I don't know if they're going to put what-if scenarios there. If that's going to be something else, or if it's going to be, I don't know. So ultimately, I think they can have multiple seasons, especially if they do 10 episodes per season. And I have high hopes for that. I have high hopes for the Carol and Daryl show, a Negan show, a Michonne spinoff, the Rick movies, of course. And I just hope it's worth watching. I just really hope it's a good time, and I do hope it's entertaining. And it would be really cool if they could have deeper dives into the thing. That's rewarding to watch, too. So, Industrial Painkiller says, do you think the Reapers are mercenaries hired by the CRM? I don't personally think so. I think they could be, but I don't think the CRM is going to hire people. I think the CRM is going to just be their own people. If anything, they would be people that left the CRM. They were part of them, but I think they would kind of be dressed up as them. I mean, they're all in black for a lot of the people that are wearing it, besides the guy that was in the ghillie suit and the stuff when he blew himself up with the grenade or grenades. But I can't wait to see, and hopefully it's answered right away in season 11. But I personally think the Reapers are, I'll just share that in my other video that I have coming out this week. But I think it would be really cool to see if they were connected with a a certain community in The Walking Dead, people that we know too. So let me answer these class questions here, and then I'll jump into Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 15. Simpatico Q&A, do you think we'll get the Season 11 trailer or, at the very least, another teaser next week since Talking Dead will finally be back? I hope so. I would love to see that. I think we should get it next week, if anything, because that's a really good thing. Or it could be the following week because it gives you something to look forward to. Give us a little thing there, and, I don't know. So I would love to see it. I would love to see it today. I want to see it like yesterday. So as sooner the better for Fear the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead Season 11 trailer, so we can break it down and start talking about it. It would be really cool stuff too. So, all right, guys, we're in the last half hour. So let's talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 15. And Rob Risher says, were the Reapers in the comics? If so, what was their deal? Reapers are just for the show. They are not in the comic. They are, I don't know who came up with them, if it's Kang or Gimple or whoever, but it's just for the show. So thanks, guys. Fear the Walking Dead. Spoilers, spoiler warning. So Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 15. We get to go in the submarine. And it starts with Morgan. The community, his town that they're calling it, he left. They left. Everybody left. There's nobody there, too. So Donnie T says, Bri, what do you think we can expect from the season finale of Fear? Pain. No. Hopefully we'll see something to do with the missile that is launched. Hopefully something with Althea, CRM, some major stuff. Alicia, I'm going to talk about the episode first, but hopefully we'll see some big things. But I have some of the promo photos for the Season 6 finale already that I will post this upcoming week, and we'll definitely be there too. So, but you guys, John says, how many Reapers do you think there are? Could all of them die in episode 8 of Season 11? I think there's going to be a lot of them, more than we think, and there's going to be probably a major battle, and hopefully the Commonwealth can help take them out, but there's going to probably be more than you think, or probably a handful. But if they're mercenaries, if they have training, there only needs to be a handful. There could be 6 of them, and they can be as deadly as a whole army because they know what they're doing, and they have training too. So I would assume probably 10 or less, but so we got that too. So Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 15. It's an interesting episode. It's the focal point. The intro is of Strand, so he's kind of the focal point of the episode, even though it's really Morgan is the focal point. Morgan, Strand, really all the main characters except Alicia. You don't see Alicia and you don't see Althea in the episode, but you see Teddy and Riley and Dakota inside the submarine. They get the submarine backup powered, and Riley is used to work in the sub. Dakota or Sue, whatever you want to call her, Sue and Teddy are talking. Teddy's doing his whole spiel about, getting people to follow you and how easy it is. You just got to be willing to dive with them, and it's to do this. And he's basically working his charm on Dakota, and Dakota is eating it up. She feels that she's buying into Teddy. She's not there for any other reason that she buys into what Teddy's selling, and she's going to be part of it. Unless she's going to do something really big and heroic in Season 6 finale. She does not really do it here. She actually does another thing kind of terrible, but it's kind of warranted. But either way, Morgan leaves his community. He picks up his axe, gets on a horse, and rides away. He's actually waiting outside the sub when Strand, John Dory Sr., June, Rabbi Jacob, Luciana, Raleigh, Rachel, Grace, Rufus, Dwight, Sherry, really everybody but Wendell and the kids come in the MRAP, a truck, horseback, and another vehicle, I believe, too. So they're all ready to go. Strand and Morgan go towards the submarine. We find out that Raleigh was the weapons officer on the submarine, so he knows how to launch the missiles. He used to work on the sub. That was the USS Pennsylvania. Dakota is handed a gun by Teddy. We're not sure really why he's doing it, but she's given a gun by Teddy that she uses later on, and and it comes back around. She doesn't shoot Teddy. She actually helps Teddy and Riley. Zach Dixon, aka Miss Ninja, says, Q&A, do you think Riley or Dakota will betray Teddy? I don't think Riley will. If anything, it's Dakota, but I wonder if Dakota and Teddy actually survive and make it into season 7. There's been some reports that they could, but we'll have to see what happens in the season 6 finale next week. But I don't think so. I don't think anyone's going to betray anybody. We're not going to have a spy. We're not going to have flip-flopping around. We're not going to do that too. So, but Morgan is looking at the note that Dakota wrote that Dakota saved Morgan. They get on top of the submarine. We don't really see how, but there's a ladder. I can't really see how them getting up there. But either way, they get on top of the submarine. Morgan uses a welder cutter, gets into the thing, opens up the hatch, and drops a flare down. He starts walking down. He's handed a Geiger counter by Grace. She keeps asking, what's the reading? What's the reading? What's the reading? It can't really go above 10,000. It's at like 10 milligrams or millibars or whatever the reading is. It's a safe thing. Morgan keeps going down, and Grace keeps asking, what's the reading? What's the reading? And as he gets down to the bottom, he looks up at Grace, gets distracted, and a walker is about to bite him. Pushes him off, shoot him, pushes him off, and June shoots the walker, kills the walker. They all come down. Morgan talks with Grace about, they never really talked about Athena, the future, what happened with Riley and, there, and they never really talked about it. But Morgan feels bad. He feels bad what happened to Athena, Grace. He feels responsible for things there too, and he looks like he's looking for a way out, that he's willing to sacrifice himself to save everybody. And it's kind of what a leader does. It's kind of a cool thing to see. Morgan is taking the lead as he's the lead of the show, but he feels responsible for something that he really shouldn't feel responsible for. But either way, they get inside the submarine. Luciana is at the naval base or a naval base or around there. We don't see her. She's just on the radio. It's kind of hard to understand her a little bit, but I guess the Rabbi, Luciana, and whoever outside the submarine went to a naval base, or they got the schematics of the submarine somehow. They're talking about what's inside the next door, the hatch that's there. It's the missile silos, and they have to go in there to try and stop things. And, they're just trying to feel their way in the submarine. And Grace goes kind of back up to get better reception. She finds actually one of it looks like I don't know how else to say it. The thing from like Top Gun, where it's the headset with the radio, so she can use that to talk through the PA system kind of thing. It's got the microphone, and it's definitely on the boat that it doesn't need power, so they can talk that way. They actually talk that way, Grace and Morgan, and as they're talking, Teddy hears them, and Teddy's like, you must be Mr. Morgan, and who are you? I don't know. You know who I am. And they're talking, blah, blah, blah. John Dory Sr.'s like, give me that thing. Let me talk to this guy. Yeah, hey, remember me? You know this voice? I can't say I do. And Teddy's like, yeah, but I don't know who you are. John Dory says, last time I talked to you, we were in a Dayton County courthouse, and you were going away for life. Oh, is that Officer Dory? And they're talking, blah, blah, blah. They're posturing. It kind of sucks that John Dory Sr. does not see, or they don't meet. They talk over the radio, but they don't really get face-to-face. And hopefully they need to have a big epic showdown in the Season 6 finale. And if you saw the trailer for the Season 6 finale, you know kind of where Teddy and Dakota kind of are and stuff. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And I hope John Dory Sr. goes there and there's a big epic showdown. And Dakota is probably going to get in the way and just be stupid Dakota that she is. Nothing against the actress. The character is just a pain in the butt, too. So constipated in Sin City. How's everybody doing? How's the family doing this morning? We're good. We're good. Hopefully you and your family are doing well, too. Hopefully everybody's doing well, for sure. So they go into the hatch, the next compartment. There's some walkers in there. They kill some walkers. And they talk on the thing to Teddy over the PA radio thing. And then Morgan goes away. Everyone's like, where'd Morgan go? Where'd Morgan go? I guess he was banging on something, and the walkers go and attract him, and they kill some of the walkers in there. And there's like 150 sailors on this submarine, and I guess they all died. And there's a bunch of walkers all over this place. The sailors are all walkers now. There's no living sailor on there besides Riley, who I guess was the only one that survived. So they go into there and they go around, and Morgan's trying to find a different place and a different way to do it. And really, the only people who go around and find stuff is Morgan and Strand. June and John Dory don't really do much. Grace is on the radio headset thing, talking to Luciana and everybody through that. Dwight and Sherry don't really do much. They're just walking around the submarine. Morgan's trying to get through the different compartments. He uses the Geiger counter to get the different readings, and Strand comes along with him. They locked himself in one of the different compartments. Strand and Morgan have a heart-to-heart. Strand is like, no one follows you because they have to. They follow you because they want to. And it's kind of a good thing that Morgan needs to hear, that people choose to follow him. He doesn't owe anything to anybody, and it's true. But Strand, he kind of sees that, he's trying to explain to Morgan that they're going to get there, they're going to work on things, but, they're doing things to work things out. And they're trying to get stuff done. They're trying to stop these people. As they're talking, there's a walker that's got these like boils and growths on her face, and she's radioactive, basically. And it's kind of creepy how she gets up. It's kind of cool, creepy, and weird at the same time. They kill the walker, and they get a reading. It's like 10,000. Like, don't touch her. She's radioactive. It's definitely something you don't want to have there too. Morgan wants to go through this hatch that's closed, but it's setting off the high radiation, so you can't really go through there. Strand finds another way. He looks up into the different compartment with the ladder. Walkers are falling through it. It's pretty funny how they're falling through. There's like 3 or 4 walkers down there. As Strand's trying to go up the ladder, a walker comes like falling towards him. He moves out of the way and just narrowly misses him. One of the walkers has like a bone sticking out of his neck. It's pretty gross, pretty awesome, and pretty creepy at the same time. They decide to go around the long way. And Morgan's probably he's getting annoyed and frustrated. He wants to go there quickly to stop these things. And the power comes on as they're in the room because they weren't going to be able to launch anything with power. But Riley gets the diesel power back on because he worked on the ship and he knows how to use the ship, the boat, the submarine, or the ship, whatever you call it. They call it boat, but I guess it's a sub. So Strand and Morgan, they're going up the ladder. They go into this other place. They're surrounded by walkers that are kind of blocked off, and it looks like the bunks and where the sailors used to live. Morgan and Strand kind of get surrounded. They're not in immediate danger, but Morgan looks and he sees a picture of Riley on the wall. What are the odds of that, right? It says USS Pennsylvania on it. I guess it's his girlfriend next to him in the picture. Maybe sister, girlfriend, I don't know, wife. I don't know who she is. But he sees Riley. Morgan knows. He remembers Riley from the barn. Says, the Riley, this is how they did it. It's definitely something that they used puts 2 and 2 together. Strand figures out that Alicia called for Morgan, not him, because he knows that Alicia can count on Morgan, and Morgan will do the things that Strand doesn't. So Strand starts to look kind of jealous and kind of feel inferior to Morgan. And you know what Strand does? He looks out for himself, and he actually attacks Morgan. Morgan falls to the ground. Strand steps on Morgan's back and breaks the axe, part of the axe. Morgan stands up. The walkers that were once, blocked by the blockades start coming towards Morgan. And Strand, jump kicks Morgan. He's like, yeah. Morgan falls down, surrounded by walkers. There's walker hands in his face. And he's like, Victor, or Strand, I forget what he says. But Strand looks back and he smiles. He's like, ha ha, and he walks away. So Morgan is surrounded. You're like, anybody else, they would be dead, right? And Morgan should be dead. But Morgan doesn't die. And that's where a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people think that Morgan got bit. But we don't need a Carl. We don't need a Carl Grimes getting bit off camera, and that's how he dies. That's really weak. But Morgan says he's fine. He's got a shirt on. He's got a vest on. So unless he got scratched on his hands and his arms that we don't see, he should be okay. And he had part of his axe, the long stick part, so he could defend himself, and it looks like he killed the walkers. But as Strand is going towards the hatch that is closed where Riley and Teddy are in, and they're still trying to work on setting the missiles off, Dakota comes out with the gun and points the gun at Strand. Strand turns around. Dakota says to, Alicia is safe. She's a beginning. You and I, we're both endings. The world needs to be killed because of a-holes like you. And Strand basically is an a-hole. He worries about himself. He basically tried to kill Morgan, but we find out in a couple seconds that he doesn't. But she gets on Dakota gets on the PA speaker radio thing, and she says, I just want to let everybody know what happened here, that Strand tried to kill or killed Morgan, and I killed John because of this and that. And so John Dory knows that Dakota killed John and who the person is there. And, they don't see each other, but they're talking on the thing. And Dakota's just saying her piece, that she's buying into what Teddy's saying, and she's quoting Teddy and do that. So she's about to shoot Strand, and Strand closes his eyes because he's willing to accept that he's going to get shot. And I can't really remember if it happens exactly like Morgan comes in and hits her hand. So when she fires, it hits Strand in the left shoulder. So Strand gets hit in the shoulder, and he's like, oh, he's bleeding. And then Morgan comes in and knocks the gun out of her hand, and Dakota falls down and picks up the piece of the axe that with the blade on it that Strand broke. She swings at Morgan. Morgan blocks and hits her with the stick and knocks her out. So Dakota falls to the ground, is knocked out. She's not dead. She's knocked out. Strand and Morgan look at each other, and Morgan's pissed. He's like, don't worry, we're going to talk about what you did later. But they got to figure out how to get into the compartment where Riley and Teddy are. So Riley's working on the thing, and he's trying to do this, trying to do that, and he's trying to work on things, and he's a couple more minutes, and he's trying to set things up of where to launch the missiles. So Strand, I think there's like a commercial break or something where it's like boom, and then it goes black and it comes back. And Morgan, I guess, evidently when he was trying to when he saved himself, he started getting card reader keys or ID cards of the different officers on the boat, the submarine. I keep calling it a ship, but the submarine. And he's like scanning the card reader, and it's flashing red as it's not access. So they see that they're coming back on, and sorry, Mike Allen says back from overseas, tore my ACL on a halo jump. How you been, PT? Pretty good, Mike. Pretty good. Tore the ACL. Hopefully I guess you're gonna have surgery, Mike. That's a pretty good rehab for that. But hopefully all is well and you're doing well. I didn't have a live stream last week. If you just got back, hopefully you didn't know, but I was trying to have a live stream. Computer broke, but I'm doing better now, and we're doing good, Mike. Hopefully you're safe and sound besides the ACL, and good to hear that you're back from overseas. And if you have any questions about ACL rehab and stuff, let me know. But so Teddy and Riley, they have the keys. They need the keys to launch the missile. Teddy gives Riley a key on 3. 1, 2, 3. They turn the keys. And as they turn the key to launch the missile, or a missile, Morgan scans the last ID card from the boat, and it unlocks. But it's slowly unlocking the door. So I think Teddy actually launches the missile with the controller. It's actually like a control stick that launches the missile, and one missile is launched. Riley and Teddy are surrounded by Strand and Morgan. Strand has his gun on Riley's neck, and Morgan has his pointy end of his stick at Teddy's neck. Teddy's like, oh, he's like scared, which I thought was kind of weird, because if he's willing to die, who cares if you got a pointy stick in your face? You're willing to die. It's like, all right, but either way, it's for that. 2, so Riley says that they launched one missile. It has 10 warheads on it. So I'm pretty sure it's a ballistic missile. I don't think it's like a nuclear blast that's going to happen. But if you're saying 10 warheads, I don't know if they're nuclear warheads or nuclear missiles with it. So we'll have to find out next episode. But they launch one missile that has 10 warheads. So they can blow up 10 different spots. I don't know where it's blowing up. It's probably in the state of Texas, I would assume. But we'll have to see what happens next week. Riley wants to go to the controller to set off more missiles. Strand points the gun at him, says, don't do it, don't do it. And Teddy says, look, it's okay. It's a beginning. We did our job. We did it. We did this what we had to do. Morgan looks at Teddy and they talk about things and they don't really come to any conclusion. And no one asks about Alicia. You have Teddy and Riley right there, but Strand and Morgan don't talk about Alicia at all. So they could have got information where she is. They just know she's safe somewhere. They don't know she's in a bunker under a hotel. So how they're going to find out, I don't know. So Morgan tells Teddy and Riley to get out of here. He doesn't kill them. He doesn't hurt them. He doesn't maim them. He doesn't try to get any information out of them. He just says, get out of here. And they do. And they leave, right? Morgan puts his stick down. Strand puts the blade end of the axe down. And Morgan and Strand have an argument. He's like, and Morgan's like, they only launched one. You know, look at the bright side. They only lost one. And Morgan goes, or Strand says that, and Morgan says, look, if I got here sooner, they could have launched none. And it's true. But you'll take one over, multiple 10 missiles with 10 warheads launching 100 warheads, right? So Morgan and Strand have an argument again, and Morgan's like, look, you only want to do this. You wanted to brag to Alicia about the great job that you did, right? And it's kind of true. But it just feels like it comes out of nowhere that Morgan, jump kicks, or Strand jump kicks Morgan and tries to kill him. It just doesn't fit with the story in it. We know Strand is going to do this and whatever, but it just seems out of place in the episode. But either way, Strand leaves. Morgan tells him to leave. Morgan looks at the key that's in there. He knows that it was his key that he had around his neck, or one of the keys, because there's two keys, so one of the keys is his. And he looks at it, and then he's looking down at something inside the compartment, and that's the end of the episode. And that's how it ends. No Alicia, no Althea, no CRM. They launched one missile. I don't know if it's going to blow up so many aspects of Texas, parts of Nebraska, Texas. I don't know. I would assume it's going to blow up parts in Texas. I don't know how much damage it's going to happen, but it flies up into the sky. We see it fly away. We see everyone's trying to get out of the sub. June tells Grace that they need to go. You see Sarah and Daniel, and they're looking at the rocket, and Sarah makes the joke, shit on a stick. And Daniel says, that's a big stick. And you see Charlie, and you see, basically everybody but Wendell and the kids, and Alicia and Althea. You don't see them either. But then you see the trailer for next week, and you see that I believe Riley is captured. He's in the MRAP. He's all bloodied and punched up and beat up. Dakota and Teddy are maybe by the orchard. I don't know where they actually are, but you see that they're together and they're talking about the end. Strand is on a horse going somewhere. Everybody's kind of running around crazy. And Strand is yelling at something. But in the promo photos I have for next week, you see Strand meets a new person. And it's some guy with glasses on that I think he has like all these weapons and all this art and all this stuff too. So some people are thinking that Strand goes to the stadium, but I don't see that at all. You can't keep up with that. I mean, there's just no way to tell from the trailer. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe the guy with the glasses took over the stadium. I don't know. But it's kind of panicking. Everyone's running around. And then I think Sherry says to Dwight, like, this is the end of it. This is where I want to be with Dwight. And so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. And I really hope the season 6 finale is satisfying, rewarding. It may have a little cliffhanger. I don't know. It could have, a mini cliffhanger. Hopefully some things. I would assume it's going to be left open-ended. I really hope that Althea and Isabel and the helicopters come in some way. I don't know. There's just no way to tell just yet too. So Xmas Girl 304 asks, Q&A, do you think concordance for missiles could be Morgan's community, Lawton? Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go. I mean, I would assume the one missile is going to break off into 10 smaller missiles and blow up surrounding areas. I would assume Morgan's community is gone. I don't know how Lawton could survive. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I know Wendell's not going to be seen because the actor was filming something else for these episodes. The kids weren't seen because of COVID. I would assume one, if not some of the communities are going to be blown up that Ginny had. I don't know if Lawton's going to survive or not, but we know that the hotel is probably going to be okay, and Alicia should be fine too. So we'll have to see what happens for it, but they're talking about it being this big thing that changes stuff in the Walking Dead universe. Fear the Walking Dead, the timeline is behind World Beyond and The Walking Dead. So there can't be some massive explosion where so many things blow up, right? I mean, parts of Texas, maybe I don't know if Omaha or something. It would be really cool if it connects with the World Beyond somehow, some way. And since they're in Nebraska at the campus colony and Omaha and stuff there, it would fit. But again, I don't know if it will or not. I would love to see more connections with different parts of the Walking Dead universe. But overall, Fear the Walking Dead is interesting. It's a decent episode. It sets up things for the season 6 finale. Strand is just being Strand, and he's looking out for himself. There was no need for him to try and kill Morgan, but then you wouldn't have had the interaction with Dakota. It just seems like Fear the Walking Dead still does what Fear the Walking Dead does. The writing is what it is, and we'll have to see where it goes. But overall, the episode is tonight. Talking Dead comes back next week. Hopefully we'll get a behind-the-scenes trailer for The Walking Dead Season 11 today. If not, the main trailer, that'd be awesome, but I don't know. I'm watching, side note, guys, talking about Lenny James. I talked about the show. Well, you guys told me about the show, Jericho. It's on Netflix. My wife and I are rapidly approaching the end of the first season. I think we're on episode like 19 or something. It's one main season of 22 episodes, I think. And then the second season, that's it. There's only 2 seasons. And then the second season is abbreviated. I don't even know if there's 10 episodes there or not. So it looks like it got canceled in the middle of the second season, and which sucks because the story is really good. Like, I like Lenny James in it. That's Morgan. There's a bunch of people, different actors and different shows and movies that I've seen that are in there, and it's good. It's a good show, but it just was like, man, that sucks that it's not going to be a rewarding multiple season show that has a satisfying ending. Or maybe it does. I haven't got that far, but I've seen that. Definitely check out Jericho on Netflix. And other than that, guys, I'll be back next Sunday. So let me check the calendar. I'll be back next Sunday for the live stream, but on the 20th, I will not be able to do a live stream as I have other commitments that I'll be busy at this time. Excuse me. So I'll be back next week. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. You never one day at a time for it. But I'm just glad that I had to have the live stream today because I'm excited to talk to you guys. I missed you guys last week. I love talking about the Walking Dead community. And also, I want to talk about things here. Let me talk about Chubbs 8683. Have you seen the promo pics for 616? Any idea who the new guy with Strand is? I've seen this. I've seen the photos. I just talked about it a couple minutes ago. I don't know who he is at all. Hopefully, he could be something really good for season 7. Maybe Strand takes him out. I don't know. Maybe he's connected with the Civic Republic. Hopefully, it's a character that works their way into the story for a good reason for season 7. And hopefully connects in major ways. But I can't wait to find out. That's next week. That will meet a new character again. But I want to talk about a thing real fast that I'm going to make a separate video on there, and I'll end the chat with this, or end the stream with this. It looks like Lauren Cohan, who plays Maggie Rhee on The Walking Dead, she shut off or canceled or closed or deleted all of her social media. And I think, well, the rumor is, I don't know, the thing is, the rumor is that she was being harassed, and so she just got rid of all of it. And if she's being harassed by the Walking Dead community, that's pretty wrong on so many levels. And I'm going to make a whole separate video on that. I have nothing but respect for really everybody in the Walking Dead community, and they're human beings. Josh McDermott and now looks like Lauren Cohan both canceled, deleted, closed all their social media because of harassment. And well, I know Josh McDermott did. It's alleged that Lauren Cohan did. But that's sad because they're actors. Some people the word is that they were giving Lauren Cohan a problem that she left the show and that she came back. That she's, a problem with Negan. And it's like, relax, dude. Give me a break. She's part of the Walking Dead community, part of the Walking Dead family. And there's no reason to harass her or harass anybody. So that sucks, and that's the word that's going around. I followed her, I followed Josh McDermott, and you're like, well, that totally sucks because they were really great on social media. And I've met both of them, and they were nothing but great. And I'm not sure, but I don't know. It just sucks. That's what it is. Hopefully the community can just support people. But if people leave social media, they're probably not going to come back. Maybe they come back after the show ends and stuff too. But it just sucks. So that's the early word. I'm going to make a separate video this week about it too. So let me see. What was the question here? Rob Rischel, my last question. Could Teddy's group be affiliated with the CRM? I personally think that Isabel is going to be alerted by Althea about Teddy. They're going to see the missile in the sky, and that's going to be a big game-changing thing with the CRM, knowing that Teddy's group and Riley, that was a threat. They have to neutralize threats. Althea should be used, and our group should be used